Hey guys, looking for new MMORPGs to play in 2025? Then you're in the right video. We've already started the list with Chrono Odyssey, a next-generation action MMORPG that's generating a lot of hype among online gaming fans. Developed by Chrono Studio and published by Kakao Games, the game promises stunning visuals, a vast and interesting open world, dynamic combat based on time manipulation, and complex character customization. Chrono Odyssey takes place in a fictional world called Cetera, a vast and dangerous land where temporal and spatial distortions create a chaotic and ever-changing environment. The game allows players to alter the flow of time during combat and exploration. This includes stopping time, rewinding actions, or exploring different timelines to solve challenges or gain an advantage in battles. The next game on the list is ArcheAge Chronicles, an anticipated action-adventure MMORPG that promises to transport players to the vibrant and mysterious world of Aurora. The game stands out for its fluid and sophisticated action combat system, which transcends traditional MMORPG mechanics. Players can choose from a variety of weapons and skills to create a unique playstyle and overcome powerful enemies. Combat is action-packed, with options for melee combat, deadly ranged attacks, and powerful magic. Players can move freely around the battlefield, using movements like jumping, rolling, running, blocking, and dodging to outmaneuver their opponents. ArcheAge Chronicles introduces a housing system that allows players to build and customize their own homes.
Prove yourself. If you survive this trial,
Persist Online is a massively multiplayer online action RPG set in a post-apocalyptic world infested with zombies. Developed by Cipsoft, the same company behind the classic Tibia, the game promises to offer an intense and challenging survival experience. Persist Online is described as an old-school MMORPG with a hardcore approach, but adapted for modern times. Unlike Tibia, which focused on medieval fantasy with wizards and monsters like orcs, this new title swaps magic for firearms and melee weapons, placing players in a survival scenario against hordes of zombies and other survivors. The setting of Persist Online is a detailed and unforgiving post-apocalyptic open world where every building can be explored, whether to find resources or face dangers.
Some survive, the best persist.
World of Sea Battle is an online naval battle game that is being developed as an open-world MMO, set in the Age of Sail, that is, the historical period where sailing ships dominated the seas. It promises an immersive experience with a focus on navigation, combat, trade, and player interaction. It was created by a single developer, Sergey, whose idea came about while he was still in the 9th grade. The first prototype was released in 2019, and since then the project has evolved to become an ambitious title in the naval simulation genre. Many compare the game to Naval Action due to its focus on historical ships, but World of Sea Battle stands out by offering a more complete and accessible open world. Aion 2 is one of the most anticipated games in the MMORPG universe, being developed by NCSoft, the same company responsible for Aion the Tower of Eternity, originally released in 2008. The game takes place in the same universe as Aion, but 900 years before the events of the first title, in an era prior to the Great Catastrophe. This means that the traditional factions of the original game, the Elios and the Asmodeans, do not yet exist. Instead, the narrative focus is on the conflicts between Devas, humans, and dragons. This setting promises a new perspective on the world of Atreia, exploring a period of chaos and legend formation. Aion 2 is being developed with Unreal Engine 5, which promises cutting-edge graphics with stunning visuals and detailed environments. This graphics engine should also improve performance in battles with many players and support the ambition of fluid combat in 3 dimensions. Drakantos is a free-to-play MMORPG in development by the Brazilian indie studio Winjin Game Studios. With a proposal that combines nostalgia and innovation, the game has attracted attention for its pixel art visual style and for offering a modern and engaging experience for fans of the genre. The story promises to integrate gameplay and narrative seamlessly with unique heroes who have specific personalities, mechanics, and roles in the plot. The focus is on exploration, combat, and horizontal progression, with quests that unlock systems and tools. Drakantos breaks with the traditional class system of MMORPGs, offering over 20 playable heroes, each with distinct mechanics, abilities, and personality traits. The game offers dynamic dungeons that change over time, introducing new enemies, bosses, resources, traps, and objectives.
Don't waste my time. Finally.
Reinforced Hearts is an arcade-style action game with intense and fast-paced combat, developed to offer a survival experience against an alien dominion. The player takes on the role of a warrior from the Anti-Chaos Brigade, facing threats in a science fiction setting. The plot revolves around Operation Reinforced Hearts, an initiative that involves selecting the best warriors and subjecting them to an experimental procedure to enhance their abilities, transforming them into a special unit of enhanced humans. The game is described as having fast and intense combat, typical of arcade games, which suggests an accessible but challenging gameplay, with a focus on reflexes and real-time strategy. Reinforced Hearts seems to be an interesting promise for fans of action games with a sci-fi theme and arcade combat.
So you are the new members, huh?
Hi, Forte-san. We are the new members out of Forte Hearts X005 version.
Anvil Empires is a strategy and MMO game in development by Siege Camp, the same team responsible for the acclaimed Foxhole. Set in a fictional universe inspired by the Middle Ages, the game promises an epic experience of empire building, large-scale wars, and conquests in a persistent online world. Anvil Empires is a massive multiplayer game where thousands of players collaborate or compete to build empires, wage wars, and conquer territories. The focus is on organic interaction between players, without safe zones or rigid scripts, in an open-world sandbox environment. It combines elements of strategy, construction, medieval logistics, and real-time combat, supporting up to 1,000 players fighting side by side in massive battles. Fallen Banners is a dungeon DLC pack that will be released soon for the MMORPG The Elder Scrolls Online, developed by ZeniMax Studios and published by Bethesda Softworks. The DLC brings 2 new dungeons for players to explore. Exiled Redoubt, and Lepsiclusa. Exiled Redoubt is a dungeon where players join Imperial Battle Mage Lucilla to uncover a conspiracy that threatens to condemn the people of Cyrodiil to an endless war. Players will need to infiltrate the stronghold of House Abuse and thwart their plans. Lepsiclusa takes players to a sanctuary of moth priests under attack, with the goal of protecting an ancient scroll from the hands of Orpheon, the tactician, and his troops. The last game on the list is Eternal Tombs, a sandbox action combat MMORPG designed exclusively for PC. The game takes place in a persistent world called Myther, full of dangers, secrets, and wonders. One of the most distinctive features is the Tomb Masters system, a team of live staff who act as game masters, controlling events, dynamically modifying the world, and customizing the player experience. This creates a constantly evolving environment where each day can bring new challenges, such as events, bosses, or changes in the narrative, reminiscent of a digital Dungeons & Dragons experience. The game emphasizes exploration, immersion, and effort-based achievements, completely rejecting real money stores or pay-to-win advantages. Well, that was the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and see you next time.